Italian beef, it's not just a food item in Chicago, right? Like, it is a cultural phenomenon.
Italian beef, what once was a simple sandwich from Chicago, has now become a booming sensation around the world.
Wow.
Most recently due to the Hulu show, The Bear. This sandwich was invented in the early 1900s to stretch supplies and save money. Yet today it racks over $500 million in revenue for Portillos, one of America's highest ranked fast casual restaurants. So how are they doing it? Well, that's what we're gonna find out, because today we're with Portillo's CEO, Michael Osanloo.
I'm a simpleton when it comes to the restaurant business. Being a CEO is 7/24, 365.
That value proposition, that's what keeps people coming back to Portillo's.
My belief is that if you give people a great experience, they come back. It's not more complicated than that.
Let's rock and roll.
Great, let's do it.
For those who don't know Portillo's,
Yeah.
what is it?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best fast casual restaurant chain in America. If you want food that is going to make your mouth water, it's going to keep you coming back, it's utterly craveable at really great prices, you come to Portillo's, and if you're like me, you're going to ask for an Italian beef sandwich dipped. Get a lot of napkins. This is not a 2 or 3 napkin kind of gig. This is like 8 to 10 napkins. We have food that's heartwarming, it's belly filling, and doesn't break your wallet.
How would you describe your leadership style if you were analyzing it yourself?
You got to have a sense of responsibility. There are 8,000 people that work at Portillo's whose livelihoods depend on me and my team's decision-making and what we do. And I take that responsibility incredibly seriously. I'm from an immigrant family. We immigrated from Iran when I was 4 years old. And we lived in public housing in New Jersey. We didn't know anything. And at a very early age, I learned to speak English before really my parents did. And so I became like a cultural ambassador in my household. And so I found at a very early age, I would take on more of a leadership role in our family. And that's how I've been. I love my job. I love Portillo's. I came to Portillo's. We had 52 restaurants, little company, Chicago-based. We're 72 restaurants as of last week. We're publicly traded. We had an IPO. We are in big-time growth mode. Over the course of my time here, I can't wait to see us get into the hundreds of restaurants.
What was that like going public? Just walk us through that moment. Is it nerve-wracking?
It's surreal. It's nothing like I've ever done before. I'm sitting in bankers' offices 2 days before we're going public. They're saying, here's the book, here's who's ordering Portillo's stock, and here's who wants to get in on this, and it's all fantastic. But everybody looks to me and they're like, okay, now you gotta say yes, you wanna do this. And I'm like, there's like 50 people in this room, and it's this weird, overwhelming experience to hit go. And yes, now we're gonna go and become a public company. That was just bizarre and surreal.
We were in a high inflationary period. I believe you said on CNBC, the meal doesn't break the bank for anyone, right?
Yeah.
$9.75 is what the average person spends at Portillo's. Right, $9.75.
I was right there.
And we are very purposefully lagging the pricing of a lot of our competitors.
How do you maintain that people still want to come to Portillo's and not suffer higher prices, and they still are getting the same Portillo's prices as well?
Here's what I would compare that to. Year-to-date food inflation is well over 8%. We have not passed all of our inflationary costs, onto our consumers. French fries, onion rings, beef, chicken, all have gone up significantly. All double digits. When there's times of uncertainty, consumers notice. They notice where they're getting good value and where they're not getting good value. So we're not raising prices excessively. We're not engaging in shrinkflation, right? You used to get 50 fries in a small, and now you're getting 42. We're not doing any of that nonsense. We're still giving them the same abundance, same quality, at a slightly higher price point, less than inflation. $9.75 is the average price per person at a Portillo's right now.
How do you make sure your teams are focused day to day, but they're also thinking long term about the future of Portillo's?
I mean, here's the truth, right? I don't want them thinking long term. I think that the key to success in this business is focus on the now. This is a hard industry. The work is tough. And so it's an industry that lends itself to high turnover. What we have worked really, really, really hard at is people want to be treated well. They want you to say thank you. You get an amazing experience.
You gave us a great experience.
Your smile always makes my day.
Thank you so much.
A great team are a group of like-minded individuals in terms of their value system. It's a group of people who are willing to subsume their own egos for the greater good.
On average, how many employees are at each location? Is there an answer to that?
Yeah.
Say on a busy Saturday.
Oh, on a busy Saturday, it might be 30 to 40 people at a time.
Yeah.
At a time. This is where, so our gravy, we produce our gravy and our beef at our own commissaries.
Okay.
You freeze it, and then here the gravy's sitting in a warm bath and gently thawing. That is,
It's ready for.
If I had a
ready for
straw
eating.
right now,
Are there ingredients / recipes that you don't tell anyone, or?
I'd have to kill you if I told you about that.
What is your ultimate vision for Portillos?
I'd like to be
In every state, international, like with the.
yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah.
I think you've tried our beef sandwich. Who do you think won't like our beef sandwich?
It's a great sandwich.
Yeah.
It is a great sandwich.
I think our food translates across the country. I think our food would translate internationally.
Our biggest expense is new restaurants. That's what we're doing. We're building new restaurants. We will have built 7 in 2022. We're targeting 9+ in 23.
Anything keeping you up at night with that expansion? What's going to be a challenge for the next 5 years going into that?
You know, no. I want us to be appropriately aggressive. There's a graveyard full of restaurant companies that expanded too quickly and that lost their way, that became a different version of themselves. And so for us, I think it's be true to who we are, right? Make sure that you're giving people a Portillo's experience wherever they are, and you're not diluting that.
Who's a living CEO that you do not know and you would like to get dinner with?
Honestly, it would be Bob Iger, because this guy ran Disney like a fine-tuned watch.
The powers that be came to you and said, you can't be the Portillo's CEO anymore. What do you choose?
Could I go become the athletic director at the University of Michigan? Go Blue.
We went to Notre Dame.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
What'd you want to be when you were growing up?
I had no idea. I barely knew what pair of jeans I wanted to wear when I was in my 20s. So now that I'm a grown-up, I can tell you I'm exactly where I should be.
All right, I'm giving you the ability to teleport anywhere in the world. Anywhere you want, where do you go?
Totally easily. We're going to New Zealand.
Cryptocurrency or blockchain will be integrated in your industry within the next 5 years.
Not next 5 years, but in the next 10.
Okay. Virtual reality will be integrated in your industry in the next 5 years.
No.
Only about 72 more questions, then we're good. I'm just joking. Let's go order a beef.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Sultan,
good.
how are you?
I haven't seen you in ages, sir.
You can't say that. I'm on video.
Yeah, you're supposed to say
You're
I saw
making
you
me
last
look
week.
bad. We would like a beef sandwich. We're not going to get cheese on our beef
Okay,
sandwich because
okay.
we're Chicago.
It's on you, right?
I got it.
Okay, okay.
I got this. I know people.
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
What percentage is in the restaurant and delivery, or drive-through? Yeah.
So if you think about this, we're doing roughly 35% inside, and it used to be higher pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It was 50%. But now we're like 50% outside and then 15% roughly delivery.
Okay.
It's 2:39, it's party time.
Party time.
Party time. Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Judy.
coming. Beautiful day.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Oh, I'm getting the full treatment right now.
You need a ton of napkins.
Let's go, baby. You said 8 at
I
least.
told you it's a dip beef sandwich.
All right,
so
let's go.
There's no joking.
All right. How often do you eat here? A month.
A month?
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 times? No
Really?
joke. Yeah, no joke.
That's
No.
not 20 beefs, though.
No, I'm a man in his mid-50s with little kids. I gotta work out for every time I eat. I work out.
All right, you want to open this up
Yeah,
real quick?
Let's do it.
Oh, man, look at this.
Look, it's a double wrap because it's wet.
He wasn't lying about the
No.
8 napkins ready to go.
I mean, that's legit. Thank you.
It's
Your silence speaks volumes. You don't need to try to talk through that.
It's legit.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone if they said, you know what, Michael, I don't like Portillo's? Just kidding. Well,
Wow.
you get the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
no. I probably wouldn't talk to them very much because I probably have nothing in common with them.
What advice would you give to someone who said, Michael, I'm starting a business? What's like a general piece of advice you would say to them?
Do something that you love, right? I mean, the lines between work and life, you know, you're working 50, 60, 70 hours a week at something you don't love, you're gonna be a miserable person. Find something that you really, really love. do something that you love. Don't think about the money and the titles and any of that stuff. If you're doing something that you love, that you're passionate about, that really captures your soul, all the other good stuff happens. At the end of the day, you are accountable for the decisions that you're making, which means to me, like, you can try to please people, you can try to do what you think other people want you to do, but if you're gonna be a great leader, it's your job to make a tough decision, and you're gonna be held accountable for your decision. So do what you think is right, and do the best that you can.
Well, Michael, thanks so much for,
So nice to meet you.
having us. This has been so much fun. Food was delicious as always, and love Portillo, so CEO. Thanks. All right.